Okay, it's Tuesday night, Rockstar Rally night, December 17th, Christmas shipping deadline. Hallelujah, we made it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired. Season has worn me out in the best way possible though. We've had so many LTOs, an amazing catalog season, amazing holiday collection. I think this is the best holiday collection we've ever had. So we made it. We survived. Well, we still have a few hours left, I guess. I still have some orders to place tonight, so no judgment there. So welcome to Rockstar Rally. If this is your first time on Rockstar Rally, I'm so glad you're here. I love Tuesday nights. I love Rockstar Rally. It's always good to be together. And I'm going to talk tonight about what to do when you feel like quitting, which I think is a really important topic and something to cover. But I also want to tell you that every Tuesday before I get on Rockstar Rally, I want you guys to know that I am not anyone special, and I don't have special skills, and I'm not fabulous at everything, I promise, because every Tuesday night before Rockstar Rally, I'm I get this oh, either I don't want to do it, or I don't want to talk, or I don't feel like I have anything to say or anything to offer, right? But I still do it anyway, and I still show up, and I still get in, and I'll just every time, as soon as I get into it, I'm fine, right? So maybe you guys feel the same way too about parties or events. I even have that feeling before events, and you guys know I've been doing this for almost 10 years. Every time I do an event, I'm oh, I get my stomach is in knots, and I get nervous, and I'm I don't know if I can do it. And I'm always fine when I get there. But every Tuesday I have that same feeling. So let that be an encouragement to you if you ever have those feelings in your business. They're not really feelings that you should pay attention to. They're feelings that you should kind of bust through, and you show them who's boss instead of them getting to control you. So anyway, I said all that to say sometimes I feel like that before Rockstar Rally. But then once I get into it, I'm fine, and I'm so glad that I'm here. And it always leaves me better than I was before I came. So every time I learn something new, or I discover something, or even just getting to connect with you guys and be with you guys fills my cup, and hopefully it fills your cup too, to kind of be together every week. So before I dive in, someone tell me something good. I want to hear something good. Anything good. Life, business, it can be anything. Tell me something good. Just unmute yourself and share. Tell me something good. Come on.
Hey, it's AJ. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, AJ.
Hey. Mine's not Scentsy related. So my something good was I felt like a domestic engineer goddess today, as I made God knows how many batches of cookies and completed supper, and just felt achieved.
Amazing. 'Tis the season. 'Tis the season. I
I know.
love those days. I love when I call myself a domestic goddess.
Yeah. It may only happen once a month, but hey, it's there.
Girl, good for you. Good for you. That stuff is no joke. I was just thinking about that today. Any of you that have kids, or you just are an adult,
Right.
when you if you just don't get to sit down at all, you know what I mean? Or if you're if you cook for yourself, or you try and take care of your body and work out, and you work a job, and it's just it's a lot to do everything.
Yep.
So the fact that you freaking got it done, you just rock. So way to go, goddess.
Thanks. Thanks.
Anna says she got 2 new customers this month because of follow-ups with recent customers and their mom orders. That is so dope. Follow-up is where it's at, guys. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Always. Cool. All right. Thanks for telling me something good. I love to hear something good. So I want to chat tonight about what you do when you feel like giving up, when you feel like quitting. Has anyone ever felt that way in their business? A universal right? And all of you who I can't see your screen, guarantee you're doing this as well. You're also raising your hand. I am not one of those people that is that's going to sugarcoat things for you and ever say, like, I've never felt like quitting and this is the perfect career and I've always been in 100% and I never thought about anything else. Like, bull crap. Okay. I, in my journey, have thought about quitting many times. Thought about giving up, or just even like, and sometimes even, and I've thought about quitting my business, like as a whole, many times, but even sometimes like in a month, if I have a goal and there's something I want to reach and I'm like halfway getting there or like kind of getting there, and like I thought about quitting on my goals before, right? Or giving up on the month, or giving up on my plans or what I had thought about doing. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I've never thought about quitting, because I have. But here's what I'll tell you is that anyone who succeeds in this business has thought about quitting, but the difference is they didn't quit and they didn't give up and they kept going. And tonight I want to talk about what you do when you get to that point. Because if you haven't gotten to that point in your business where you feel like quitting or you feel like giving up or it's too hard, right? You will encounter that. And if you have felt that way before or currently in your business, you will probably feel that way again. And that's just because we're human, and that's just because life is hard and it's tough to be an adult, and like things get in our way and things get crazy, and it's just what happens. So I want you to know you're not alone if you've had those kind of feelings or thoughts. And I always try and stray away from the idea that this business is easy, because it isn't. If you have achieved anything in your business, you've only achieved it through hard work. So freaking go you. If you got a paycheck in this business, you only achieved it by doing work, right? And so there's nothing easy about this business. It's simple and fun, but it's hard work. And so throughout the course of your career, throughout the course of your downline's career, if you are a leader, if you have a team at all, if you have a team of one, okay, you're a leader. If you're a leader, I want you to also look at this through the lens of a leader and think, how can I encourage my team if they're feeling this way too? Because odds are, if you're feeling a certain way, or you have felt a way, or have gone through anything in your business where you've thought about quitting, or it was just hard and you were like, I'm just going to screw it this month and start over next month. If you've ever done those kinds of things, guess what? Your team has too. Your team is feeling it too, and they need help to overcome. And this is how we're going to do it. Okay. So what to do when you feel like quitting? Step number 1, admit it. Freaking admit it and tell the truth. You've got to tell the truth. There's so much power in being self-aware. Okay. And what I mean by being self-aware is, you know where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, where your pitfalls are, what you're good at, what you're not good at. You know when you're making excuses. Okay. So admit it and tell the truth, and be self-aware and find the root of the problem. The root of the problem. So the root of the problem is not that customers are ignoring you on social media. The root of the problem is not that there's too many consultants in your town. The root of the problem is not that you joined too late, or it's the wrong season, or people are busy, or you're busy. Those are not the roots of the problem. The roots of the problem are usually one of 3 things, okay? People are usually unhappy in their business for one of these 3 reasons. Again, think about this for yourself, but also think about this in the eyes of your team. If you are a leader, like I said, if you have one person, I want you to think about this in your leadership eyes. Put those leadership glasses on and think about how you can help your team work through these times too. So generally people are unhappy for one of 3 reasons, okay? Number 1, they aren't making enough money, or they aren't making any money, okay? Very valid reason that people are unhappy. Number 2, they don't know what to do. Like they don't feel like they've been trained, or they know how to run a business, or they know how to operate a business, or day to day, they're like, what do I do today? They don't know what to do. Or number 3, they don't feel connected. Those are 3 reasons that people are generally unhappy in their business and that they generally feel like quitting or leaving, or it appears too hard. Same thing for you, okay? One of those 3 reasons is usually the root of your problem. So if you get into a situation where you're like, I'm tired, this is too hard, I want to quit, this isn't going my way. And you guys, let me tell you something. I've had the most bananas, exhausting, crappy day today. Okay. And I seriously thought about just canceling Rockstar Rally so many times today. So many times I was like, I can't do it. It would have been so much easier. I'm not inspired. I have nothing to give, right? All of these things. And I decided like that the connection, me being connected to you and you being connected to me, was way more important than me giving those excuses. Okay. So I could have like quit or give that excuse or made a reason for me not to work today. But the idea that the reality is, like, I'm self-aware enough to know that that was an excuse and that that was a lie pretty much. And that's not a valid reason for me to call it quits. So the root of the problem is usually one of those 3 things. People aren't making enough money, they don't know what to do, or they don't feel connected. Okay. Now let's talk about they're not making enough money. Maybe you're not making enough money. If you're not making enough money, you're never going to be satisfied and you're never going to feel like your effort in your business is worth your time. Never. You got to make money. This might be fun for you. You might feel connected and you might feel like you know what to do. But if you're not making enough money at the end of the day, you're eventually going to call it quits. Okay? Because at deep down somewhere, you're going to say, this is not worth my time. Okay. If it's the second problem, you don't know what to do, you don't feel like either you were trained or you don't feel like you've taken advantage of enough training, or you don't know what to do today, that's a really, really tough spot to be in. Okay. And that also leads to not making money. Those 2 kind of go hand in hand. But if you don't know what to do, I'll tell you right now how you can solve that problem: by the training center, YouTube, books, podcasts, Rockstar Rally, okay, all of these things. There's plenty of options for you to train yourself and educate yourself to know what to do. So don't ever get into this self-loathing cycle of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to work my business. Nobody helps me. Nobody trains me, blah, 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 blah. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. You are an independent business owner. It's no one's responsibility to train you except for you. It's your responsibility to train you. If you don't know what to do, go find the answer. Go find out how to do it. Go train yourself. Now, caveat, if you have a team member who's like, I don't know what to do, and they're verbalizing this to you and vocalizing this to you, take them by the hand, take them under your wing, show them a few things, and then teach them how to fly. Okay? Teach them how to fly. Eventually you want them to leave the nest, but like, there has to be some like mama bird feeding the baby birds a little bit in the nest before they can fly. Okay? There has to be some like little baby worms, before they can go fly and catch their own worms. There has to be some of that. So be a good leader, be a good sponsor. And this doesn't mean that you have to hold someone's hand. You don't have to physically, fly to their home and do their launch party with them. But this does mean you say, hey, this is where you find the answer in the training center. That does mean you check in with them, through their first 70 days. That does mean you help them goal set. That does mean you kind of, show them, hey, this is where you find this in the workstation. And don't forget, we get paid on the 10th. And it does mean those things, okay? The third piece is they don't feel connected. This is a huge, huge piece of the puzzle. And so many people join Scentsy not really realizing that this is the reason that they're joining, and not really realizing that this is what they're seeking. And maybe some of you have felt that same way at times, like you don't feel connected. Now, I want to tell you this. Melissa Gratz, she's a shining star, Scentsy shining star for this year. She said this several years ago, and it has always stuck with me. She said, the value you find in Scentsy is directly related to your contribution to the community of Scentsy. And I thought that was so profound, because if you don't feel connected, listen, Radiant Rockstars alone provides so many options for you to feel connected, but also Scentsy as a whole does. But like, you're in Radiant Rockstars and we have Rockstar Rally, we have Team Page, we have personal coaching. If I'm not your director, you guys have awesome directors who offer personal coaching. There's Tuesday training calls with Scentsy. You can call Scentsy Consultant Support anytime. There's pages on Facebook, right? There's plenty of ways to connect. And I'll say, if you don't feel connected, it's likely related to your contribution to the community or lack thereof. If you're not contributing, if you're not showing up. So if someone doesn't ever come on to Rockstar Rally, ever, and they say to me like, I really don't feel connected and I don't feel like I'm getting any training, what am I going to say? Right? How can they feel connected and get training? By coming to Rockstar Rally or by watching their recordings, right? So there's plenty of things being offered, but you've got to put in the work to feel connected. So if connection is an area that you're struggling, the first thing you want to ask yourself is like, am I contributing to the community? Am I putting forth enough effort to feel connected here? So that's step number one. Admit it, tell the truth, find out the root of the problem, find out if it's one of those three things. The second thing to do when you feel like quitting, and this is something most people never do, is reach out and ask for help. So many consultants feel like quitting, and instead of reaching out to their upline, their sponsor, their sidelines, a friend, they just quit and they don't tell anybody. Or they just go into this self-loathing cycle, or they just kind of like slowly wane off and they don't talk about it. They don't ask for help. They don't reach out and say like, hey, I'm feeling this kind of way. Can you help me? Or like, what do you think that I could do here? Guys, you have to ask for help. Do you know that I ask for help when I'm not feeling right in my business? I have other friends and peers and consultants that I go to in Scentsy, and even some of you guys, I reach out and say like, this is the way I'm feeling. This is the way I'm thinking. This is what's going on in my life and my business right now. How can I fix this? How can I change this? Give me some ideas to energize myself. Okay. And that goes with step number 3, which is find an accountability partner. An accountability partner is so super duper important in this business. And when I say accountability partner, I don't necessarily mean someone who is exactly at the same level as you, or someone who's on the same like mental wavelength as you, because sometimes, misery loves company, right? And if you're feeling a certain kind of way, you can call your accountability partner, and what you do is you end up just commiserating together, right? And no one holds each other accountable, and you just sort of like have this friendship bond, and no one challenges each other. And in an accountability relationship, you've got to challenge each other. You've got to tell each other the truth, and you've got to be open to hearing hard things from your partner, and vice versa. That's what an accountability partner is. So step 2 and 3 kind of go hand in hand. Find an accountability partner, but reach out and ask for help. They don't have to be your accountability partner. It can be your director, it can be your star director, your superstar director, your sideline, someone who's not even like in a line anywhere for you. But reach out and ask for help. One of the things that breaks my heart so much is when I see people quit and I never even knew that they were struggling because they never said anything to me. Okay. I promise you, your leaders want to help you. Your leaders want to see you fly and flourish and grow and succeed. But if you don't ask for help, and if you don't say, hey, I'm struggling here, or I need this, or I feel like I'm drowning, or I'm tired, or I feel like quitting, we can't help. Okay. So reach out and ask for help. Find an accountability partner. Step 4, remember your why. Remember your why. Oftentimes when we feel like quitting, or when it gets too hard, or we think like, screw this, I'm just going to give up on my month, we've lost sight of our why. We forget why we decided to do this in the first place. Here's the thing. Maybe your why has changed. Maybe when you joined and your why when you joined and your why today, maybe they're not the same. Maybe they're different. Think about that possibility. Maybe you need to rediscover your why. Maybe you need to be re-energized by your why. Maybe you need to go back to it and say like, oh my gosh, yes, this really is what I want to do. Maybe you never even knew your why at all, and you need to go on a little self-discovery path to find out why you're doing this and what being successful in this business could mean for you and your family. Maybe you need to go on a path of discovering what if I was successful, if I made $1,000 a month, if I made $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, what would that look like for my family? What could I do with that? How would that impact my day-to-day life? How would that impact my job, my significant other's job, my savings plan? Could I be with my family more? Would I not have to miss a thing? Would I keep working and just bank it all and retire early? Would I buy my dream house? Would I adopt a child? Would I give generously? What would you do? Think about all of those things and maybe you need to just discover your why for the first time. The fifth thing that you want to do is you want to listen to inspiring stories of those you admire, and you want to emulate their behaviors. Now, hear me clearly, emulate their behaviors. You don't want to emulate them because you are not them. You are you. You are uniquely, beautifully, wonderfully created. You, specifically you have your own unique talents and gifts that whoever you want to emulate doesn't have. But listen to inspiring stories of people that inspire you. Listen to their stories, find out what they did, and emulate their behaviors. Try everything. Try the things that they did. Now, maybe some of the things they did won't work for you. Maybe some of the things they did are outdated. Maybe they're not. But you have to try. You have to try. Emulate their behaviors. When you feel like giving up, fill your heart, your mind, your brain, your space with stories of people that inspire you. Those stories are all over YouTube. I don't know if you guys have seen the new Scentsy podcast. It's called Scentsy Stories. It's awesome. There's already been 3 episodes. And it literally is interviews with Shining Star Award winners. So far, the 3 have been Shining Star Award winners. It's so inspiring just to hear where someone's come from, what they've achieved now. Anik Jerva, maybe you guys are all familiar with her. Anik Jerva just did a story, and she talks about how she literally was like a failure at life. She felt like a complete failure at everything until she found Scentsy. And you're like, what? Anik Jerva? She's so freaking amazing. She's passionate. She's powerful. She's strong. She's a superstar director. And she's like, I literally had 45 jobs. I just quit all the time. Like, nobody would hire me unless I lied on my resume. Like, it's amazing to hear her story of like where she came from to where she is now. And those kind of things like inspire and energize you and like remind you of what you really can do and you really can accomplish. Remember this, okay? Nothing changes if nothing changes. And I know that sounds so simple and you're probably like, I've heard that before, but let it sink in for a minute. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you're feeling this way, or you expect to be feeling this way, or you're going to encounter a time in your journey where you're like, this is too hard, I feel like quitting, I just want to give up, I'm just going to quit on my goal, I'm just going to forget it this month, I'll try next month, or I'm not going to worry about getting promoted, I'll just go for it another time, like it's no big deal. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you keep staying in that mindset and you don't try something new or make a new connection or admit it and tell the truth or find the root of the problem or find an accountability partner or reach out and ask for help, if you don't do all of these things, nothing changes. You're going to stay in that mindset and stay in that way of feeling. You're going to stay in your feels and you're going to stay wanting to quit. And guys, hear me. Your business and your life, there's too much on the line for you to let it go to the wayside. Way too much on the line. And what I mean by that is like, you have the opportunity to do something totally incredible with this business. You have the opportunity to blow your own freaking mind. You have the opportunity to change your life and do something like that you never thought you could, or live a life that you never imagined was really possible. And there's too much on the line to let something like a temporary feeling or a crappy month or someone told you no, or there's a bump in the road, or it's harder than you thought, to let those kind of things get in your way and push you down and make you quit. Like, you're stronger than that. Is that all it takes to make you quit? Really? Someone told you no? Someone joined your team and didn't do what they said? Someone joined your team and fizzled out? Someone said they were going to join and never did? What? Is that all that it takes to make you quit? You know how many times people said they were going to join my team and didn't? Do you know how many people I've recruited and they've sold big fat zero? They never certified. They never hit any awards. You know how many times that's happened to me? Literally 100 times. I'm not kidding you. I've recruited at least probably 100 people who have sold zero. It happens. Is that enough to make you quit? Is a month that didn't go your way enough to make you quit? Is that all it takes? Hey, newsflash, you're stronger than that. Newsflash, you're made of stronger stuff than that. Here's what I need you to know. You deserve success. That's really where it all starts. It starts with your belief about yourself, your belief that you can, your belief that you will, and your belief that you deserve this. You deserve good things. You deserve great things. You deserve everything that you ever want to achieve in your life. It's going to take work to get there, but you deserve it. And if you don't believe that about yourself, that's always going to pull you back and hold you back from actually doing the things that it takes to find success. Regardless of what anyone told you in your life, regardless of where you come from, when you joined, how many consultants are in you, regardless of your I don't care if you dropped out of school in the 7th grade. You deserve success. No one deserves success more than anyone else. We all deserve it the same. You deserve it. Believe that you can. Believe that you will. Believe that you deserve this. That's where it all starts. I'm going to say this thing that I say all the time, but it's so true. And that it's every battle you ever face is won or lost in your mind. I believe that with all my heart. Every battle you ever face is won or lost in your mind already. This is where it starts. You've got to win the battle here. All of the things outside, all of the actions that it takes to succeed, those all start with winning the battle right here in your mind. Believing you can, believing you will, believing that there's nothing that could ever come in your way that's strong enough to knock you down. Believing that no matter what you encounter, you deserve success. Every battle you ever face is won or lost in your mind. So when you feel like quitting, it's time to win the battle in your mind. And how do we do that? We admit it, we tell the truth, we find the root of the problem. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, we reach out and ask for help. Number 3, we find an accountability partner. Number 4, we remember our why, or maybe we discover it for the first time. And number 5, we listen to inspiring stories of those we admire and we emulate their behaviors. That's what you do when you feel like quitting or feel like giving up. And lastly, if you've been with Scentsy for a while, a good thing to do is look at where you started. If you've sold even $1 of Scentsy, you have succeeded. So I don't care if you have a lifetime PRV of 50 or 50,000. When you started, you had a lifetime PRV of 0. So the fact that you have 50 means you freaking crushed it to get 50. So whatever you did to get that 50, you crush it and you crush it and you crush it and you crush it again. And you repeat those behaviors. I'm going to tell you the most valuable thing you can do though, when you feel like giving up, is reach out and ask for help. Don't go it alone. Don't go it alone. Now look, no one can build your business for you. You know that. But we're in this together. We're in this together. You don't have to walk this road alone. Okay. There have been so many people in my business and in my journey that have like lifted me up when I've been down, or sent or encouraged me at a time where I felt like I couldn't, or I didn't have it in me, or at a time where maybe I thought I had nothing to offer. I went through a tough time in my business where I thought, I'm dried up. I found all the success I can find. Like, this is it for me. I got nothing left. I have nothing to offer anymore. I've said all I can say. That's it. I went through a tough time. I'm talking like a solid year where I felt that way. And if not for me reaching out and asking for help and saying, guys, I'm struggling here. I need help. And if it weren't for those people who lifted me up, like, I don't even know where my business would be today. That's the most important piece of this puzzle. You got to reach out and ask for help. So look, we got great things coming up in 2020. So if you're tired or you feel like quitting, go through those 5 steps. Because your goals, your dreams, your why, it's worth it. I promise you, it is so worth the struggle that it takes to get there. It's so worth it. And you know why I can say that? Because I retired my husband from his career. We both get to be with our daughter full time. We don't have to miss a dang thing. We're building our dream home in the middle of our 30s. And it's worth every no, every tear, every late night, every early morning, every time, every disappointment, every failure. It's worth every single bit of it. And I know life is hard, and I know life is full of all the reasons. I always say, like, there's so many reasons why I can't make this work or shouldn't be able to make this work, but there's one reason why I must, and that is freedom. Freedom. Freedom is exactly why I must make this work, because I can't go back to working for someone else ever again. I've been out of that game for too long. Someone better not try and tell me what to do. I can't be told what to do. No mo. Know what I'm saying? It's pretty bad. Actually, it's pretty good. I love it. Listen, I love you guys, and I'm so excited about 2020 and what's coming up. We have some awesome things coming next year, especially January. We've got a lot going on. Bring Back My Bar, 10% off sale, transition starter kits, which means double starter kits, which is a great month for joining. It's the last month for incentive period. So many incredible incentive earners, even on this call tonight. I know Andrea Keen is on here, and she's currently in the top 150 of the company. Guys, we got a lot of good stuff going on. So any comments or thoughts about anything I talked about tonight? I hope this was worth your time. Yay, nay, we liked it, we hated it. Okay, good. Listen, I love you, and I want to see you succeed, and I want the best for you for sure. Chuck Thompson once said, I desire joy for you, not ease, but joy. So often they're not the same. Joy and ease are so often not the same. In fact, usually joy is really hard. Joy takes a lot of hard work and hard things. Okay. So I desire joy for you and not ease. So let's go into 2020, live into our full joy, and let's not quit, and let's reach out when we need help. And I'm here for you. Okay. Because I love you and I want to see you do great things. So there's no Rockstar Rally next week because it's like Christmas. So I hope you guys have the most wonderful time with your families next week, and we will reconvene the week after that. Wait, is that New Year's Eve maybe? I don't know about you guys, but I'm too old to celebrate New Year's Eve. So New Year's Eve is just like another day for me. Maybe you're awesome and you're super cool and you're one of those people that celebrates New Year's Eve, but for me, it's just another day. So I'll plan on having a Rockstar Rally no matter what. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you in a couple weeks. Bye.